Okay, so we're going to get started. Coming down to our mat, we're going to start in a nice seated position. Okay, sitting up nice and tall, hands are resting on the knees, and just focus on that tall position through the spine. Okay, we're going to start relaxing the shoulders, so a few gentle circles, using that breath, sealing the lips, maybe closing the eyes down as well. It just helps to draw all of your awareness inward. If we keep the eyes open, we get a little bit distracted by what's going on around us. So really start to just take a few moments, bring yourself to your mat, bring yourself back to your practice, rolling those shoulders, and then pause. You can keep the eyes closed, drop the ear to one side, feel that nice stretch through the neck. Try to relax what's going on in the hips. Try to relax the shoulders, breathing through that stretch. Deep long breaths in and out through the nose. Taking one more breath on this side. Good, and I want you to draw that head all the way back, lifting the chin up, and then take that stretch to the other side. Again, focus on the deep long breaths in and out. One more breath. Good, come back to center, blinking the eyes open, hands to the floor, taking that simple lateral stretch, one hand floating up and over, the other hand just gently resting on the ground. Good, back to center, inhale, and then exhale to the other side. So working through that lateral movement through the spine. Inhale to center, exhale to the side. Okay, we don't often do this sort of stretch through the spine, okay? So just getting into the lats, into the intercostal muscles. Good, inhale to center, exhale to the other side. That's actually quite relaxing, starting off with a few gentle side body stretches. Good, hands back to the knees. Okay, we're going to push the chest forwards, and then driving that chest forwards, feel that expansion at the front and that squeezing of the shoulder blades at the back. Okay, seated cat and cow. Rounding the spine, pushing back onto the tailbone, tucking in that chest, creating that lovely round shape with that spine. Inhale, chest forwards, chin up. Exhale, open the spine, rounding through, chin down to the chest. Two more times. Take an inhale, chin forwards and up, chest forwards, shoulders back, elbows in, and then gently lift the elbows, lift the armpits, feel that nice rounding sensation. Good. And then from here, take an inhale, reach the arms above, interlacing the fingers. Push up to the ceiling, lift the chin and chest, hold it here in 3. Keep that breathing steady in 2. And 1, gently leaning forwards, palms or elbows to the floor. You're gonna feel a lovely stretch, okay, in the outside of your hips, in the hip abductor. And just notice how crossed the legs are right now. We're going to inhale, reach those arms up, uncross the legs, take it to the other way. We always have that preferred side when we cross our legs. So now we're going to go to that side that doesn't feel as natural and normal. And then exhale, reaching gently forwards. Just be careful of your knees once you do this stretch. Nice. Coming back to center, take the hands behind, fingers pointing the same direction as your toes. Take an inhale, lift the chin and chest. Breathe, exhale, relaxing that head. Inhale. Exhale. One more time, just open the front of our chest and our neck. Inhale. And exhale. Reach around to the toes and just pause for a second. You can flex the feet to point up to the ceiling. So we're keeping that engagement with our quads and our calves. And then gently relax the toes. Notice if we can stretch a little bit deeper into this move. One more round of breath. Take an inhale. Stretch the toes up, flexing the foot, and then an exhale, relax, try and pull yourself a little bit deeper. Nice job. Rolling up to center. Take your bottom and back all the way to the mat. Knees into the chest. Gentle side to side rocking across that spine. Keep that control going. And then gently extend the left leg. Keep your right leg tucked in. Getting ready for our supine twist. Okay, gentle tuck, squeeze the right knee, and then exhale, come across, winging to the side, arms out nice and wide. The aim is to have that stacking of the top hip. Okay, and having the shoulders nice and flat to the floor, feeling that real big, that really big twist in our thoracic spine, the mid part of our spine. As you do this, try to relax both shoulders. Even if your position changes slightly, just breathe into it. Take 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. And then come back to center. Squeeze both knees into your chest. And then extend the right leg or switching legs. Good. Big squeeze. Take an inhale. Feel that nice compression. And then an exhale, supine your twist. Look to the opposite side of where that knee has gone to. Now, if you do it really slowly and with lots of control, you might feel a few cracks and releases through that spine. Quite a nice sensation. Just take it nice and gently. 2 more rounds of breath. 1 more breath. Good, come back to center, facing the ceiling. Happy baby pose, grabbing the inside of our feet, taking them as wide as you can. The aim is to have the back flat on the ground, maybe the tailbone as well. Relax into your shoulders, feeling the hip. Okay, the inner thighs stretching here. Keep your gaze up towards the ceiling. And then just closing your eyes, focus on that stretch, that connection with your body. Okay, tuning that awareness inward. Don't think about anything else, just focus on being present on your mat right now. Moving through the stretches, moving through the flows, working with your body and with your mind. Gently bring the feet down to the floor, soles of the feet together, knees out to the side, Supta Konasana, hands on the inner thighs, elbows gently resting on the floor. If you find this is a bit too much of a stretch, add a pillow or a block to the side just to help lessen that stretch even more. Or you can place the hands on the tummy and the heart. And just staying in this position for a few rounds of breath. Again, focusing on the inhale and the gentle exhale. And in these inhales and exhales, I want you to find maybe a word or a phrase, or just find something you want to work on throughout this session. Okay, it could just be to pause and remind yourself that it just takes one session to progress. Or it could be to find a bit of calmness for the rest of your evening or day whenever you're practicing. It could be to find a bit of strength. Okay, whatever it is, just draw that breath in, draw that thought in, and then gently exhale it out. 1 more time. Exhale it out. If you've got the eyes closed, blink them open. Draw the knees into center and then gently again rocking side to side. So when we set a little intention or something to focus on, we give our practice a little bit more purpose. And purpose creates motivation, motivation creates more action. It's just a good driving force, okay? We're all very good at doing things, getting stuff done, but actually just going a little bit deeper as to what is your why. What's the focus for you? Slightly bring the knees into the chest, rocking up and down the spine. Meet me in a nice seated position. Just coming all the way up. And then just gently resting on the bottom, palms or soles of the feet on the floor, arms up, palms facing each other, shoulder distance apart. I want you to gently lean all the way down to the floor, taking your time. Notice those core muscles working. Good, in 5, 4. Do your feet lift off the floor in 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Hands behind the head. Lift those legs off the floor. We're going to 10 crunches, lifting the chest and then dropping it back down. In 9, lifting the chest, drop down your feet a hip distance apart. Okay, pressing into the bottom of your spine, lifting up, nice crunch and release. Good, 5 to go. Hands behind the head, support that neck. In 3, looking up to the toes. In 2, nice job. In 1, bring the feet to the floor and then keep the hands behind the head. Gently drop the knees side to side. So it's important to have a strong core, not just for yoga and any exercise, but for daily life, okay? That improves our posture. And having great posture is going to prevent any long-term, long-term issues with our muscles and our joints and general all-round body health, okay? Posture can prolong and make our workouts more effective and generally keep us away from injury. Okay, so that's why we train into our core. Gently bring the knees into the chest, rocking up and down that spine 3 times. Meet me in that nice seated position. You can add a little bit more momentum this time as well. Good, this time I want you to shuffle into the middle of your mat. Take the hands behind the knees into that gap and then gently lifting up one leg and then the other. Okay, we're going to release the hands and just hold it here. Now with your feet, flex the feet, point the toes away, flex and point. So we're working to that dorsiflexion with our ankles. Okay, this helps with not just, sports such as football or perhaps swimming, okay? All sorts of movement, making sure our joints are moving correctly, working well in 5. Good guys, keep it going in 4. Maybe change it, do 1 then the other in 3. Keeping that core nice and strong in 2. Lovely, we're going to stretch the legs out. We're going to take the arms above our head, coming into a nice low boat position. Good, in 4, 3, 2, and relax the whole body in 1. Good, take a deep breath in here. And a deep breath out. Good, finishing off here. I want you to press the heels into the ground. I want you to squeeze your knees as well. Your heels may lift at this point. Don't worry if they do. Squeeze the knees so your quads are engaged. We're going to take a deep breath in. As you exhale, roll all the way up. Come all the way to the tippy toes. Nice, touching forwards. And then again, lowering that down in 5, 4, 3, 2, hands above the head in 1, deep breath in. Exhale, rolling up. Reach forwards to the tippy toes. Good, one more time. Lower down in 5, 4, 3, 2, deep breath in 1, relax. And exhale, reach for those toes and hold that stretch. Good, draw the elbows out wide. Imagine pulling the chest down into the thighs. Maybe the nose or the chin one day will touch those knees. Good, and then gently swivel the feet around to the side and make your way to tabletop. So tabletop, the aim is to stack the knees in line with the hips, the arms in line with the shoulders. Take a simple twist to the right, take an inhale, right shoulder to the sky, and then exhale, threading the needle, right shoulder and cheek down to the ground. Staying here, I want you to center the hips. So push the left hip backwards, the right hip slightly forwards. Just breathe into the stretch. Maybe bring the forehead into center. And perhaps take that left hand to the middle and the top of your mat. Finding that nice twist, getting a little bit deeper into it. Remember, right hip forwards, left hip slightly back in 3, in 2, back to center in 1. Simple twist, right hand to the sky, big circles in 5. Taking the inhale, we lift, the exhale, we drop in 4. Good, working through that mobility in 3. Nice job, everybody. Hands and head behind in 2. Good, in 1. Changing sides. Left hand to the sky. Take that deep inhale. And exhale, come under the body, threading the needle. Left shoulder and cheek to the floor. Again, we're going to center our hips. So we're going to push the left hip forwards, the right hip backwards. Nice. And just see what that does to your position. You might want to stay here. You might want to reach the right hand to the middle of the mat and into the center. You might want to bring the forehead into the center as well. Go into that, whichever variation works in this stretch for you. Coming back to center, simple twist, left hand up to the ceiling, back, and then forwards to the front. Big circles. Imagine you've got a nice colourful pencil making some marks on the wall, on the side. All imaginary, but helps give that perspective. Big circles all the way around. 2. Nice, everybody. In 1. We're going to tuck our toes from here. We're going to draw the breath in, push the tummy down, just like we did in that seated position, and then exhale round the spine, chin tucks into the chest. Working through that mobility in the spine. Inhale to cow pose, chin up, chest down. Exhale to cat pose. Nice. 3 more breaths. Move with your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Again, it really helps me to close my eyes when I go through some of the flows and motions, because then it helps me connect with both sides of the body and collectively as one. Good. Coming back to center, opening the eyes out. We're going to reach one arm towards the front. Make sure that ear is just scraping past the arm. So we want to find that nice alignment. So from front on, if I was to reach forwards, thumb is pointing up, I'm going to have that nice alignment, ear close to the arm, okay, not out wide. As you do this lift, you're going to feel your core muscles engage. Start to squeeze that belly button tightly into the spine, and then gently float the left leg behind you, flexing that foot. Good. Breathe in here in 3, in 2, elbow to knee on 1, squeeze, inhale, we tuck, exhale, long. In 4, squeeze, exhale, we reach long. In 3, squeeze, exhale, long. In 2, notice how balanced you are. Last 1, and hold it there. Good. Coming back to center, give yourself a little wiggle, side to side, squishy cow, we call this. Rib cage to inner hip, side to side. We're going on the other side, okay? So we're going to take the right leg behind us, left arm up, focus on thumb pointing up, close to the ear, hold that position. Finding that alignment, leg is not too high, we're not flexing that lower spine, keeping it down nice and low. Good, inhale, elbow to knee, exhale, reach in 5, inhale, exhale, reach in 4, lovely guys, in 3, in 2, final 1, hold it there, hold it, hold it, hold it, 2, and 1, nice job, big toes together at the back, knees out nice and wide, and then gently reach the arms forward, child's pose, forehead relaxing on the mat. So the wider your knees are, the more space your torso has to gently come closer to the ground. Relaxing the elbows, as long as you're getting that long reach in. Maybe flare out the hands so you're high-fiving your mat. And just breathe into this stretch here. One more breath. Take a long stretch to the right side, both hands moving, chest and rib cage touching on the right side. Forehead to the mat. You'll start to feel your left side body stretching here. Last breath. Good, come back to center and then over to the other side. You want to get that same connection with the rib cage, the inner thighs, that long side body stretch as well. Two more breaths here. Fantastic. Coming back to center. Good. Then inhale, gently lift the chin and chest. Keep those elbows on the floor here. We're gently going to scoot the bottom and the hips down to the ground into a nice Sphinx pose. So the aim of Sphinx pose is the elbows are in line with the shoulders, the toes together at the back. We're lifting that chest up. You're feeling that flexion in the lower spine. And just breathe here, keeping the chin parallel again to the floor, palms facing down. Taking 2 more breaths, taking it nice and slow. 1 more breath. Good. From here, drop the chin to the floor, hands under the shoulders. Take a deep, long chest expansion all the way up to a cobra pose. Arms extended long in 3. Shoulders push back. Now, if you want to come into an upward facing dog, push the tops of the feet into the floor. Lift the knees off the ground. Good. In 3. In 2. Tuck the toes under 1 by 1. Push back towards the sky. Downward facing dog. So just walk yourself into the middle of your mat. Look through that gap between the ankles and then gently look down directly to the floor. So your ears are just scraping past the side of your arms, okay? Again, you're not tucking the chin in, looking to the back of the room, you're just gazing down now. Taking a few long breaths here. Heel tap the floor, feel that length in your legs, pushing that tailbone as high as you can. If you feel any pain in your elbows, just gently softly bend them. If it's too much in the wrists, come down to the forearms into a dolphin pose, okay? Still getting that work into the shoulders. If we're in our dolphin pose, push back up to downward facing dog and gently walk the feet towards the wrists, finding a nice ragdoll pose. Grab hold of those elbows, gently sway your body from side to side. Chin and head and chest feeling heavy. Not holding any tension in the body. Good. Feel that weight in your feet. As you gently sway side to side, notice it intensifies on that side and then gently floats to the other. Feeling all that pressure in the head, gently rising where blood flow, traveling to the brain, helping us with more focus, more clarity. Whenever the head is lower than the heart, we're going into a gentle inversion. Releasing the hands, rolling all the way up the spine, slowly to a nice Tadasana position. Palms facing away, okay? Hips are nice and aligned. Good. And then take a deep inhale. We're going to reach the arms up towards the sky. Looking up to the ceiling. Tuck the pelvis in. Exhale, swan dive the hands down to the floor. Working into our sun salutation. Take an inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Flat spine. Exhale, hands to the mat. Lovely. Stepping back into a high plank, into our first chaturanga. You can drop the knees if you want for our first round. Otherwise, drop the chest about halfway to the floor. Elbows squeezing in. Then tops of the feet into the ground, 1 foot then the other. Upward facing dog, shoulders push back. Exhale, tuck into the toes. Feet are nice and flat, downward facing dog. Take an inhale, looking forwards. Step, jump or walk to the wrists and fold. Halfway lift, inhale, shoulders back, stretch through the legs, exhale, hands to the mat. Soft bend in the knees, rise up, Tadasana pose, inhale, hands together above, exhale, swan dive, Uttanasana, chin to chest. Halfway lift, inhale, work with your breath, exhale, hands to the mat, step the right foot, then the left foot. Good, chaturanga, squeeze into those elbows, upward facing dog, slowly. In that breath, exhale, downward facing dog. 1 more time. Take an inhale, look forwards. Exhale, softly jump, walk or step towards the wrists. Fold forwards, exhale. Inhale, lifting the chest halfway. Flat spine means pushing the shoulders back, stretching it out long. Exhale, hands to the mat. Soft bend in the knees, rising up, Tadasana. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, hands to the mat. Halfway lift, inhale, chest away from the floor. Exhale, hands to the mat, jump or step back, high plank pose, squeeze the core. Drop the chest slowly. Inhale, upward facing dog, lovely. Exhale, downward facing dog, pausing here. Keeping your breath steady. Finding the inhales, the exhales. Good, take an inhale, lift the right leg to the sky. Exhale, step between the hands, reach the arms wide. Coming into Anjaneyasana here, back heel is lifted high, front bend in the knee. Bring the hands to heart center, take an inhale, leaning forwards. Exhale, we're gonna hook that left elbow to the outer right knee. We're gonna push the top elbow up nice and high, looking towards the ceiling. Find that balance. Now notice the hips. We're gonna drop the hips as low as we can. That's gonna help us twist a little bit deeper. Breathing here in 3. You're gonna feel a lot of contraction, a lot of stretching going on in that right side glute in 2. If your top elbow is still out to the side, try to lift it up higher in 1. Lovely, back to center, reach the arms up, take an inhale. Open up to warrior 2, back heel down, arms nice and long. You can have the thumbs pointing up or palms facing down. Alignment wise, we want to make sure we can see that front toe. We want to be able to see that knee is out nice and wide here as well. Take an inhale, release or flip the front palm. And then taking the exhale, we're reaching back, reversing that warrior. Not moving the legs, just the torso. Inhale back to warrior 2. Exhale, straighten the front leg. Take an inhale, lean that torso forwards. Exhale, triangle pose, right hand to the shin, left hand to the ceiling, reaching up. Now I don't want you to collapse into that right side. We want to lift up through the right side. So if I was to say to you, take the hand away from the shin, your torso would not change position, okay? Keep it there in 3, looking up to the left hand in 2. Inhale back to warrior 2 in 1. Lovely. Take an exhale and inhale. Releasing that breath. Good. Next inhale, we're going to cartwheel down to the floor. Step onto the left side plank. Stacking the hip. Okay, feet are stacked or one in front of the other. Working through. Imagine you're holding yourself with a belt. You're lifting the hip an inch higher if you can. Lift that top leg off the bottom leg into a star pose here in 3. Look down at the hand. Is it in line with the shoulder? It should be. In 2, if it's not there, change it. In 1, high plank. Lovely. Squeeze that core. Chaturanga, everybody. Inhale to upward facing. Exhale to downward facing dog. Lovely. Take an inhale, left leg to the sky. Point the toes up. And then exhale, stepping forwards. Arms winging out to the side. Coming into that Anjaneyasana here. Good. Make sure that back heel is lifted high. Bring the hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in. Leaning forwards, deep breath out. Hook the right elbow to the left outer knee. Remember that top elbow is pointing to the sky, twisting through that spine. I should have said this on the other side, but I'll say it now. If we need to drop into the back knee to release that twist, just drop down. Focus on that stretching in 3. Holding it there. What's going on with your lower body? You're staying nice and stable with the left foot, the right toes in 2. Good. In 1, coming back to center, reach those arms up. And then slice open, warrior 2. Good. Turn that back heel out. Just check your alignment, just like we did on the other side. From here, take an inhale, flip that front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior, lifting the left arm up, right hand down the shin. Not moving the lower body, just the torso. Take an inhale back to center. Reaching forward, straighten that front leg. And exhale, chest forwards, torso forwards, then hand to the shin, right hand to the sky. Triangle pose. Breathing here. Remember that bottom arm like we spoke about on the first side. If I was to say remove your left hand from the shin, your torso wouldn't move at all. Use that core. Not collapsing in, lifting in 3. Nice. In 2. Inhale back to warrior 2. Look forwards on 1. Good job, everybody. Take 1 breath here, 1 round of breath. Good. Take an inhale, cartwheel the hands to the floor. Come onto the right side plank or elbow plank or our star. Holding it here. Looking down to the floor, making sure the shoulders are in line in 3. Hold it nice, everybody, in 2. Hands to the floor in one, chaturanga, squeeze that core. Upward facing dog, inhale. Knees to the mat, puppy pose, downward face, puppy pose, forehead down, and relax those shoulders. Just focus on your breathing again, getting that connection back. Taking one more round of breath here. Good, rise up to tabletop, moving with our breath a little bit faster through that sequence now. Take an exhale, push back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift the right leg high. Exhale, step forwards, Anjaneyasana or crescent lunge, arms nice and long. Inhaling high. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Inhale, chest is forwards, find that twist. Good, breathing here for one round of breath. Take the inhale. And exhale. Good, inhale back to center, rising up. Exhale, slicing open to warrior two. Good, inhale, let's straighten or flip that front palm. Exhale, reverse the warrior. Inhale to warrior two. Exhale, straighten that front leg, preparing for our triangle pose. Good, reach forwards with the right hand. Lift and lower. Good, tick-tock those hands. Inhale to warrior two, bend that front leg. Exhale, hands to the mat. Left side plank. You could be on your elbow if you need to come a little bit lower. You can drop the knee into bridge. Lift that top leg if we can and go into star in three. Good, everybody. Squeeze that core in two. Lift the hips a little bit higher in two. Hands to center, onto the mat in one. Chaturanga, let's go. Upward facing, take an inhale. Downward facing, take the exhale. Left side, inhale the leg high. Point the toes up, exhale. Step between the hands, so it's all about that transition. Take it softly, nice and smooth. Reach the hands up, deep breath in. And then exhale, hands to center. Good, inhale, find that balance. Lean the chest forwards. Hook the right elbow to the left outer knee. Taking one breath here, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, hands above the head to center. Exhale, open up to warrior two. Looking forwards, bend into that front knee. Inhale, flip the front palm. Exhale, reverse. Inhale to center, warrior two. Exhale, straighten that front leg. Good, inhale, chest forwards, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, hand to the shin, right hand to the sky. Triangle pose, lovely everybody. Take an inhale, back to warrior two, look forwards, bend into that front knee. Exhale, hands to the mat. Come on to your other side, plank. Lifting up that chest nice and high in three. Good, are we lifting that top leg in two? I think I'm on the wrong side. Nice, in one, I was right, hands to heart center. Chaturanga here, drop that chest halfway. Deep breath in, upward facing dog, shoulders back. Nice, downward facing dog. Release the breathing. Nice job, slowly walk the feet forwards. And then once the feet reach the wrists, practicing our crow pose. Okay, Bakasana. Hands are spread out wide. Notice my hips are staying up high. That's the aim. If the hips are high, that center of balance, that floating sensation is going to be really easy, okay? Knees into the back of your arms, looking forwards. Find that sweet spot. Okay, there's always a bit of discomfort when you initially try Bakasana, but just play around with moving that weight into the arms and then back into the toes. If your heels are not lifted off the floor, it's going to be even harder to keep the hips up high. Once you feel confident, maybe float one foot away and then the other. Lift the toes up, keep the back nice and flat. In three, looking forwards, not directly down in two. Once you've practiced in one, coming into our squat pose, froggy squat, balasana. Okay, so our knees are nice and wide. Good, elbows into the outside of the hips, gently rocking side to side. Keeping that chest up. Nice, everybody, in three. Woo. Ooh, if our heels are still lifted, but we're in that low position, that will take a little bit more time to get more mobile in the hips. It will come. In 1, lovely, hands to the floor. Keeping that position, so our knees are going to want to drop inwards and our shoulders are going to slouch. We're going to keep that chest up, keep that connection where elbows are pushing into the inner thighs. Lift the left hand to the sky, take an inhale, and then exhale back to center. Other side, take an inhale, exhale. Keep that going 2 more times. Inhale, exhale. Notice which side we feel a bit more natural doing this. Inhale, exhale. Lovely. Sit your bottom down. Bring those knees into your chest. And then take the feet out wide into a nice happy baby. You should feel quite nice in the hips now. Gently feel that sensation as you rock from side to side. Good. Feel that relaxation just flowing through you. Taking a few more moments here. Maybe close the eyes down. Good, and then from here, I want you to slowly bring the feet to the mat. Okay, shuffle into the hips, okay. And then from here, take the hands behind the head. We're going to float those feet up into that tabletop position. So one, then the other. Notice your back is pressed firmly into the floor here. Okay, we're going to find 10 reps, lifting the chest up, finding that nice crunch, working through the front of our core. So when you see those 6-pack abdominals, we're working into those muscles. They're called the rectus abdominis, front of that core. We've got 5 to go. Keep it going, lifting the shoulders up high. In 3, in 2, in 1. Legs up against that wall, flex the feet. Try to keep them as still as possible. 10 reps in 9, 8, 7. Keep it going, everybody. 6, 5. Still working the same muscle group. In 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet to the ground, hands to the side. Drop those knees side to side, release, and relax. Lovely. From here, keeping those feet into the floor, see if you can roll all the way up into a boat position. Lifting the legs up one by one. Takes a bit of practice. Maybe try that again. Feet down, hands behind, roll up. Good, lift those feet. So we can rest our hands out to the side or keep that position behind the ankles, okay? I want you to relax your feet, not keeping any tension there. Good, and just breathe here, bringing your hands to heart center and then up above the head. Notice how that makes it a little bit harder. Drop your feet at any time in 5, 4, 3, 2, good job. Knees in 1, lean forwards. Find that nice opening through the back, palms facing up. Again, looking at the ankles, seeing where they're crossed. Gently release, come back to that seated position, boat pose. Lifting the feet. If you did this first round, come on, you can do it the second round. Nice, palms facing down this time. I want you to challenge yourself. Try to extend the body a little bit further out. Maybe you're going to keep that bend in the knees, or maybe you're going to float the legs up straight. Keep the chest and back nice and long in 5, 4, good, 3, 2, cross those legs in the other direction, palms facing up. Notice that spine rounding in 1. Good, take 3 rounds of breath. One round of breath. Nice work. Slowly come all the way to seated and then up to standing and give your body a little bit of a shake. Nice job, everyone. So we're going to work into our balance sequence now. Moving through our tree pose and then into a nice figure 4 position. So take what you can. I'll give you some modifications as we go along. So starting with the right leg grounding the body, lift the left leg off the floor, bring it to the inner thigh, hands to heart center, lift the shoulders up and back. Now notice if that foot is on the inner thigh or the calf or the floor, on both, okay? You don't want it just pushing into the knee joint. Our knees don't move out, they only move forwards and backwards. So lift that heel a little bit higher to your groin if so, or drop it down a little bit lower. Now as you stand here, Imagine pushing your thigh into the foot and your foot into the thigh, okay? Find that nice connection. Feel all that energy traveling through the center, pushing the shoulders up. That helps you become even more stable and balanced. Lovely work, everybody. Relaxing those shoulders. Maybe reach the arms above the head and then down to heart center in 5. Inhale, reaching up. Exhale to center in 4. Good. In 3. Back to center in 2. Last one. Lovely job, everybody. And then release that leg. Give it a bit of a shake. Nice work. That was about a minute. So let's go on the other side. Lifting the right leg off the floor. Bring it to the inner thigh. Or the calf. Or half on the floor, half on the calf. Find that position that works for you and your body. Bring the hands to heart center. Woo, find that balance. Again, feel that inner thigh connection with the foot. Find one point in front of you which isn't moving. That's your drishti. Okay. And then when you're ready, let's reach the arms wide. Take an inhale. Exhale to center. In 4. Exhale to center. Good. In 3, widen that grip. Center. In 2. Good. Last one. And release. Nice work, everybody. Awesome. Let's take a bit of a hip mobility move. So taking the feet nice and wide, moving through that mid part of our body. So our shoulders are staying somewhat upright. We're not lowering the shoulders and rolling around. Okay, you're going to keep those shoulders up nice and firm, and then change direction. So what we're doing here is we're moving through that ball and socket. So our hip is attached to the legs in the ball and socket. Okay, we're moving the legs, getting nice mobility through that area. We're going to go into a figure 4 standing pose. If you have any problems with your knees, maybe just stray away. Don't come so high with the thigh, and I'll talk you through it. So again, grounding with our right leg. Let's lift the left leg off the floor. We're going to turn that knee to the side, so the heel is going to rest on that standing leg. Okay, we're standing like a figure 4. If you look at my knees and my legs now, it looks like a 4. If it's too much for the knee, just drop it down to the front of the shin. If you want to go a little bit deeper into the stretch, use your right hand to grasp hold of the toes. Hand to the thigh. Lift the chest up. Good, all hand to the hip. Breathing here in 5. Deep breaths in, deep breaths out. Try not to fall, just like I did. Coming back into it nice and gently. Now what's your standing leg doing? Are you squeezing the knee on your standing leg? I'd recommend doing that. 2. Good, release that leg in front of you, but not down, just in front of you. Hold it there. In 4, in 3, add a few pulses in 2, and release in 1. Good job. Good, to the other leg now, okay? So lift the right leg, open the knee, open the hip, that external rotation, bring the toes into the hand if we're going to that level. Okay, make sure the foot is resting on that thigh and the standing leg. Just feel that side of the hip releasing here. Deep, long breaths. Lovely job, everybody. Nice work. One more breath. And release that leg in front. Lift up in 5, 4, 3, 2, in 1. Good job. Shake it out. Come to the top of your mat. Hopefully it hasn't moved like mine has. We're going to roll down the spine, softly bend into the knees. Walk our hands forwards to a nice high plank position. So from our high plank in this position, that's a perfect way to push back to downward facing dog. That is the optimal length that your body should be in a downward facing dog. Okay, just remembering that. Take an inhale, lift the right leg to the sky, and then taking an exhale, come into pigeon. So we're bringing the right knee to the wrist and the right foot to the left wrist. Okay, dropping down the back leg, keeping the hands under the shoulders. Gently gaze behind you, make sure that back leg is straight. Your right bottom cheek is gently floating off the floor. That's where we're feeling that stretch. You can stay here with an upright position. Gently lift the chin and chest, find a gentle back bend. And then exhale, soften, lower down to the elbows if that feels good for you. Breathing into that stretch. If you want to go deeper again, you can reach the arms forwards, imagining that you're becoming as flat on the ground as you can, like a pancake. Okay, softening all the joints, feeling that intense, really deep, long stretch in our right glute. Try to relax your lower limbs. Sometimes when we stretch, we can hold tension in the face. So just if we're clenching our jaw, relax your jaw. Taking 2 more breaths here. Nice work, everybody. Gently press away from the ground. And we're going to drop our right bottom cheek to the floor and then swing both legs to the front of the mat. Woo! Take the arms above the head, take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. We're going to take the arms wide and then imagine hugging the body in, pulling the elbows down to the floor, trying to bring the chin and forehead to the knees. But all while we're doing this, we're not trying to round the top of the spine. We're trying to keep that length going, okay? This is working a hip hinge movement through the torso, okay? Getting that long stretch down the legs as well. Nice, and then slowly swivel those feet in the opposite way of where they just came from. Tuck into the toes, downward facing dog. Remember that position we found if we come forwards to a high plank? I want you to practice just walking the hands forwards or back as much as you think. And then I want you to take an inhale, come forwards with the torso into a high plank. If you got it spot on, nice job. If we're not quite there yet, don't worry, it'll take a little bit more practice. Okay, push back to downward facing dog. Lift the left leg to the sky, take a deep breath in. And pigeon pose, deep breath out on the other side. Remember, drop the back knee, untuck the back foot, look behind, center it off nice and straight. And then hands under shoulders. Good, gentle back bend, lift that chin and chest up, inhale. And then exhale, slowly drop to the elbows, if that's within your pigeon pose. Or you can reach the arms long, just as long as that left side bottom is not resting on the floor. Okay, we're keeping our hips square and in line with the shoulders. Okay, now relax that kneecap which is resting on the floor behind you. Try not to clench and hold tension there, relax it. Good, and just breathe nice and gently, being soft with your body here. So as you stretch and you just work through longer, deeper poses, okay? This is going to help with muscle recovery, flushing blood through the muscles, bringing that calming sensation to the body, creating space as well where we're rinsing, we're getting rid of tension, we're getting rid of any waste products, okay? And we're also working on mobility through the joints. The more mobile we can be, the more efficient we'll be through our exercise, our training, and more longevity through health within the body. And you generally feel a lot better. Okay, nice. Gently press the hands away from the floor. Swivel the left bottom cheek down. Swivel the legs to the front all the way in one go. Nice job. Okay, we're going to lower down, arms in line with shoulders. I want you to bring your legs up to the top of your mat. So one bottom cheek lifts, you wiggle forwards, and then gently lower down all the way in 7, 6. We started here in 5. Good. 4. Shoulders back away from the ears in 3, in 2, in 1. Knees into the chest. Happy baby. One final time. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And draw the ankles close together, the inner thighs, hands to the side, and gently floating those ankles down to the floor, both together, keeping that lower spine resting on the floor, or one foot and then the other, depending on that strength you have in the lower back and the core. And then once your ankles touch the ground, take a deep breath in through the nose and an open breath out through the mouth. Turn the palms to face the ceiling, relaxing your shoulders, finding your Shavasana. So this is a pose where we remain still, we find that center and that focus solely with the breath. We keep our thoughts just on our breathing, nothing else. Try not to fidget, try not to think of anything but your breath. Naturally keeping the eyes closed. And just focus on that full body relaxation. I'm going to talk you through how to just find that connection, turning off the muscles, starting with the forehead, the cheeks, relaxing the eyebrows, relaxing your jaw, relaxing your neck, upper shoulders, upper arms, biceps and triceps, lower arms, fingers and palms of your hands. And then relaxing your upper cervical spine, your thoracic, your mid-spine, and your lower lumbar spine. And then relax the muscles in your tummy, your abdominals, your gluteus maximus inside the bottom, your hamstrings at the top of our legs, the quadriceps at the top of the front of our legs. Relaxing the knee joints, your calves pressed into the floor, just relaxing there, your ankles, soles of the feet, and your tiptoes. And just feel that breath traveling in and out through the lungs, nice and gently. And then go back to an intention and the phrase or the word that you set at the beginning of your class. Did you find it during your session? Did you feel it? Did you experience it? Or is it something you can take on for the rest of your evening and your week? Going back to that purpose, that word, phrase. And then slowly reaching the arms above the head, taking a long deep breath in. Stretching out all of the body and a long breath out, rolling to the side, supporting your head in a fetal position, cradling with the elbow, the bicep, stacking the hips. And then slowly pressing yourself to the position we started our class in. So crossing the ankles and then hands on the knees. We're going to find 3 shrugs with our shoulders. So close down the eyes if you'd like. Take an inhale, lift the shoulders up to the ears. Feel that tall extension of the spine. And then exhale, release and shrug. Breath out through the mouth. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more time, deep breath in. Exhale out. Good, reach the arms above the head, hands to heart center, closing down the eyes. Thank you all for joining. Well done for looking after your body by moving your body. Welcome back to your mat practice. I hope you all enjoyed. Namaste. Thanks everybody. Thank you all for joining.